What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land. We are about halfway through almost the month of February, which is super exciting because now we only have a month and a half to wait until we reach that beloved Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Of course, that's where everybody's minds are at right now because right now for Nintendo, it's pretty daggone quiet. In fact, it's like a ghost town because there's hardly anything to look forward to. Yes, we know that Pokemon Legends ZA and Metroid Prime 4 Beyond are still slated to be this year on Switch 1, but currently there's no release dates for anything outside of Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition because Donkey Kong Country Returns HD is finally out, and that's really it. It's just Xenoblade right now. So yeah, Nintendo's release schedule is pretty daggone awful right now. So of course it doesn't matter all too much considering the fact that Nintendo is getting ready to just blow the doors wide open with this Switch 2 Direct. I'm sure they're going to reveal so many games, and finally this drought will officially end. But man, this wait is pretty tedious. But one thing that we've been trying to speculate before reaching this Switch 2 Nintendo Direct on April 2nd is if Nintendo would have any other Nintendo Directs before we actually reach April. And a lot of people were actually starting to say that we'd be getting a Switch 1 focused Nintendo Direct this month in the month of February. Now we've seen a Nintendo Direct pretty much every February, whether it be a general partner showcase or even a mini, pretty much since 2018-2019 time range. So why would Nintendo not have one now? Especially with no Switch 1 games on the horizon, it's pretty barren. Now, what about rumors and leaks? Have they mentioned anything? Well, not really. I mean, the only things that we actually have right now is Nin10doland says that he's still unsure if a Nintendo Direct is happening in February. He's not saying it's not happening, let me get that straight. He's just straight up saying he's just out of the loop on it. He doesn't know, anything about a February Nintendo Direct right now. So it could be happening, he just doesn't know. It's hard to say. But Nin10doland's also the one that actually leaked the Switch 2 actual reveal trailers, so that he's somebody to definitely be trusted. PH Brazil, the one that originally commented on there being a February Direct, also kind of rebacked what he was saying about it, pretty much confirming that he still thinks it's going to happen, stating about the Direct, I'll keep looking into things, and in case I learn of anything that contradicts what I've said previously, I'll be open with it as I've always been. Regardless, as far as I'm aware, I was the only person who knew and talked about the August Direct last year with all the way to the day it was announced, so from my perspective, what's happening now isn't enough to make me doubt my sources yet. Now, something else that Nin10doland has been talking about a lot is this Planet Robobot remake or remaster coming to Nintendo Switch, and clarifies even more, saying, correct, Planet Robobot will find its way to Switch, and he knows it's just sometime in 2025. So I would assume this game isn't coming to Switch 2. It just sounds like a Switch 1 game, like a little remaster to tie us off like Luigi's Mansion 2 HD was, and I totally believe him. There's no reason not to. I mean, he's gotten everything right, and it's just such a smaller type of game to kind of leak and, bring out, so there's no reason to not believe this. It's just, when is this going to happen? Especially considering the fact that it just feels like this is something that HAL Labs would be working on right now, as they're still working on the next big 3D or 2D Kirby game. And this would be great, especially if there's like a side Suzy mode or something. But yeah, when is Nintendo going to reveal this thing? If this thing is coming to Switch 1, I kind of expected a Nintendo Direct to happen, and it's already February 12th, and we haven't really heard anything from Nintendo. In fact, Nintendo just constantly advertising Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, and not too long ago dropped a new overview trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Also last week, a lot of people were expecting some type of Switch 1 focused Direct announcement, and the only thing Nintendo actually sent out was, hey, remember that there is still an April Nintendo Direct for Switch 2, and they gave us time frames as to when it's actually going to happen around the world. Which is weird, because I feel like, them just solidifying once again, hey, get ready for this April Direct, kind of just tells me, hey, that's all you're going to get. Like, there's no other Nintendo Directs coming. You're going to have to wait till April for all the big stuff for Switch 2, which is strange. Now, do I think that there's absolutely no Nintendo Direct happening anytime soon? No, I'm not going to quite pull the plug on that idea yet. But last week, nothing happened, and I think it's safe to say this week, nothing is happening, which pretty much leaves us only a couple weeks left, about a week and a half, and I don't think Nintendo's going to be doing anything with the Nintendo Direct this month. But who knows, maybe Nintendo surprises us, maybe there is just a partner showcase that makes people mumble and grumble, or maybe there is some type of, mini Direct or something, maybe just a smaller scale Nintendo Direct. And honestly, I think a mini Direct is perfect. That might be the best way to go about this thing, is just kind of shadow drop a Nintendo Direct and, just have some smaller remakes and remasters for people, with maybe like the biggest piece of information being information on, of course, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, because that's like the biggest game to come out. We know we're probably going to be getting a Pokemon Presents, which I think it may have even already been confirmed at the very end of February. So that last week I think is out. So I think next week is like the last possible week we could get anything. So if nothing happens then, it's going to be a long wait until April for sure. But as we sit and wait, I feel like there's so many like little small games that would be perfect right now. Like Nintendo doesn't have a single game slated for this month, which would be perfect just to have like, hey, here's Planet Robobot, you know, remastered. Oh, here's Prime 2 and 3 remastered to help tie you over until Prime 4, because we still have not gotten 2 and 3. Nintendo, please tell me 2 and 3 is coming, right? There's no way in the world you're going to give us Prime 1 and just skip us to 4 for people that didn't play the original trilogy. I mean, I have it on the Wii. I just don't want to pull the Wii U out for that game. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to play it in HD on the Switch. But yeah, I know Nintendo's probably sitting on tons of remakes and remasters, and they're just choosing which ones to release and where to put what and just putting the pieces together. So hopefully they actually do decide to have some type of at least minor showcase, or maybe they just shadow drop some of these games. I think that would work too on Twitter. Just say, hey, F-Zero GX remaster is coming in next month, or it's coming in a couple of weeks, get ready. Stuff like that at least would tie people over, give people something to talk about until we get to that April Nintendo Direct, because man, I cannot imagine, you know, going as long as we have just knowing Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. It's just, how is that the only game that we know about right now? Something else that would be really awesome right now as we wait would be some type of just Metroid-specific Nintendo Direct. There's rumors out there that a new 2D Metroid is being developed by Mercury Steam already, which is crazy. And also just straight up Prime 4 information, and then they could even show off Prime 2 and 3 HD remaster or something. They could make a whole show out of it. Make like a 15-20 minute Nintendo Direct focused on Metroid, or maybe just a whole Metroid Prime 4 focused Nintendo Direct would be great as well. Just finally diving into that game, showing us everything we need to see about it. Unless Nintendo has some weird plan to make it a cross-release, which I still think is happening between Switch 1 and Switch 2, they might wait until April to even talk about that thing. So, I don't know. It's hard to say, but right now, my gut's telling me that we might not get anything. There may not be any Nintendo Directs, any presentations, any announcements of anything until April, which, man, if I'm Nintendo's marketing guy, especially on Twitter, I don't know what I would do. But man, I'm telling you, if there's one thing with Nintendo and the Switch 2 is they're definitely teaching us how to have patience, because I don't think there's ever been a console in Nintendo's history where we waited so long to get information about it. Then we got literally hardly any information about it, and they're like, you know what, you have to wait even longer to get more information about it. So it's just like, oh boy, we just want to see games. We want to see what the Switch 2 can do, and it's just going to be a very long wait until April. But until then, of course, keep it here on Nintendo Land, where we'll be talking about Switch 2 leaks, rumors, and just once again making fun, unique content to keep you tied over until that April 2nd Nintendo Direct. Because once that Direct does hit, it's going to be extremely huge. You thought I was going to say massive. Nope, not this time. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe and comment down below if you think a Nintendo Direct for Switch 1 will be happening anytime soon or not. And like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.